Ben, imagine this situation. Someone asks you a simple question in English.
Okay.
Maybe something easy like, how was your weekend?
Hmm.
And suddenly your mind becomes blank. Your heart beats faster and you start panicking inside.
Oh, yeah. That feeling is very real.
Exactly. You know the answer, you know the words, but anxiety makes everything feel difficult.
Hmm. And then later, when the conversation is over, the perfect sentence finally comes into my mind.
Exactly. Today, we are going to talk about social anxiety and how to feel calmer and more natural while speaking English.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Everyday Fluent English podcast, where we help you speak English with more comfort, confidence, and peace of mind.
I'm Olivia Parker.
And I'm Ben Turner.
Today's conversation is especially important for people who feel nervous, shy, or uncomfortable during English conversations.
And honestly, I think many English learners experience this even if they never talk about it openly.
Exactly. Social anxiety is much more common than people think.
Olivia, what does social anxiety actually feel like for most people?
For many learners, it feels like constant pressure during conversations. They worry about mistakes, pronunciation, grammar, and what other people might think.
Yes, that sounds very familiar. Sometimes before I speak, I already imagine embarrassing situations in my head.
Exactly. Your brain starts creating negative thoughts before the conversation even begins.
Like, what if I say something wrong? Or what if people think my English sounds bad?
Yes. And those thoughts create stress inside your body. Your muscles become tense, your breathing changes, and your mind becomes less clear.
Exactly. I notice that when I feel nervous, even easy words suddenly disappear from my memory.
That happens because anxiety affects concentration. Your brain becomes too focused on fear instead of communication.
Yeah, that explains why I speak much better when I am alone.
Exactly. When you're alone, there's no fear of judgment. Your brain feels relaxed and safe.
But once another person starts listening to me, I become too aware of every little mistake.
And that overthinking creates even more pressure. Instead of enjoying the conversation, you start monitoring yourself every second.
Exactly. I keep thinking about my pronunciation, my grammar, my voice, everything.
Yes. And the more you focus on being perfect, the harder speaking becomes.
I think many learners believe confidence comes first, and then speaking becomes easy.
But actually, confidence grows after repeated practice. Nobody becomes confident by staying silent forever.
Exactly. Avoiding conversations may feel safe at first, but over time, the fear becomes even bigger.
Yes, your brain starts believing that conversations are dangerous, even when they are completely normal.
That makes sense. The less I speak, the more nervous I become the next time.
Exactly. That is why small daily practice is very important for people with social anxiety.
But Olivia, what if someone feels nervous even during very small conversations?
Then they should start with extremely simple situations. No pressure, no difficult topics, just small moments of communication.
Like saying good morning to someone or asking a simple question.
Exactly. Tiny conversations help your brain slowly understand that speaking is safe.
I like that idea. It feels less scary than trying to speak perfectly in a long conversation.
Yes, And another important thing is accepting that mistakes are normal.
Hmm, that sounds simple, but emotionally, it still feels difficult sometimes.
Of course, many people connect mistakes with embarrassment. But in reality, yeah, mistakes are a natural part of learning any language.
Exactly. Native speakers also make mistakes sometimes, but they continue speaking naturally.
Yes, they focus more on expressing ideas, not on being perfect every second.
Hmm. I think social anxiety makes people forget that communication is more important than perfection.
Exactly. A small grammar mistake is not the end of the world. Most people are simply listening to understand your message.
But anxious people often feel like everyone is judging them very closely.
Yes. Social anxiety creates that feeling. It makes small situations feel much bigger and scarier than they really are.
Hmm. Um, and sometimes after a conversation, I replay everything in my mind again and again.
Exactly. Many anxious learners do that. They think about every sentence, every pause, and every tiny mistake for hours afterward.
Yes. And honestly, it feels mentally exhausting sometimes.
Because your brain never gets a chance to relax completely. Even after the conversation ends, the overthinking continues.
Hmm. That is true. Sometimes I remember one small mistake for the entire day, even when the other person probably forgot it immediately.
Exactly. People with social anxiety often judge themselves much more harshly than other people do.
Yes, I think I expect myself to sound perfect, even though I am still learning.
Mm-hmm. And that expectation creates unnecessary pressure. Learning a language is not about sounding perfect all the time.
Exactly. It is about connecting with people, sharing ideas, yeah, and enjoying communication.
Yes. And one helpful thing to remember is this: most conversations are actually very simple.
Hmm, that is true. In daily life, people usually talk about normal things like food, work, weather, or their day.
Exactly. But anxious learners sometimes imagine conversations like difficult exams.
Yes, I prepare too much in my head before speaking. I try to predict every possible question.
Mm-hmm. And when the real conversation becomes slightly different, your brain panics.
Exactly. Then I lose focus completely.
That is why flexibility is important. You do not need the perfect answer for every situation. Simple and honest communication is enough.
Hmm. So instead of trying to sound impressive, I should focus on staying relaxed and clear.
Yes, that is a much healthier approach. Fluency grows faster when your mind feels calm.
I like that idea. It feels lighter somehow.
Exactly. And another useful habit is slowing down your speaking speed.
Really?
Yes, many nervous learners speak too fast because of anxiety. They rush their words, forget to breathe, and become even more stressed.
Hmm. I definitely do that sometimes.
Try speaking a little slower. Pause naturally. Give your brain time to think.
That actually sounds helpful. Slow speaking feels more controlled.
Exactly. Calm communication usually sounds more confident than fast, nervous speaking.
Hmm. What should someone do if they suddenly forget a word during a conversation?
Do not panic. Just explain the idea using simple English.
Like describing the word?
Yes. For example, if you forget the word umbrella, you can say, the thing you use when it rains.
Um, that feels much less stressful than stopping completely.
Exactly. Communication is not a vocabulary competition. The goal is understanding.
I think many learners forget that.
Yes, they believe they must speak like a textbook, but real conversations are often imperfect and natural.
Hmm. And honestly, when other people make small mistakes, I usually do not care at all.
Exactly. Most people are too busy thinking about themselves to judge every detail of your English.
That is actually very comforting.
Hmm. Also, confidence grows through action, not through endless preparation.
So, waiting until I feel completely confident is probably a bad idea.
Exactly. Because confidence usually comes after many small speaking experiences.
Hmm. Like building a muscle slowly over time.
Yes. Every small conversation teaches your brain that speaking is safe.
I really like that mindset. It makes progress feel more realistic.
Exactly. You do not need huge changes overnight. Small daily steps are powerful.
Hmm. Maybe I can start by having tiny conversations every day, even for just 1 minute.
That is a perfect beginning. You can talk to classmates, coworkers, online friends, or even yourself.
Talking to myself actually helps a lot sometimes.
Yes, self talk is wonderful practice for anxious learners. It allows your brain to practice English without social pressure.
Hmm. I can describe my day, my plans, or what I see around me.
Exactly. And over time, your thoughts start becoming more natural in English.
I think the biggest lesson today is that social anxiety does not mean someone is weak or bad at English.
Absolutely not. It simply means the person needs patience, gentle practice, and self kindness while learning.
Hmm, that feels important to hear.
Yes, you do not need to become fearless overnight. Even confident speakers feel nervous sometimes.
Really?
Of course, confidence is not the absence of fear, it is continuing to speak, even while feeling nervous.
Hmm, that changes the way I think about confidence completely.
Exactly. And remember, every time you speak, even with mistakes, you are improving little by little.
Yes, staying silent forever will never help me grow.
Exactly. Your voice becomes stronger every time you use it.
Hmm, I feel much more encouraged now. English conversations do not feel as frightening as before.
That is wonderful, Ben. And to everyone listening today, please remember this. You do not need perfect English to have meaningful conversations.
Exactly. Simple words, honest communication, and small daily practice are already enough to move forward.
Yes, be patient with yourself. Speak gently and allow yourself to learn naturally over time.
Thank you so much for spending time with us today.
Keep practicing, keep speaking, and most importantly, keep believing in your voice.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye bye.